Can we talk about toddler meltdowns for a second? Because no one prepared me for the amount of drama an 18-month-old can bring. Like full on the floor, tears everywhere, over what? Because I said no? And honestly, it took me a while to figure out what actually helped. So today, I'm sharing everything that has genuinely made toddler life easier for us. I'm not saying that if you do all of these things, the toddler meltdowns will all just magically disappear. I'm just saying these things will definitely help you out throughout the toddler stage, because they definitely helped me. Okay, so tip number 1, and I'm putting this one first because it's been by far the most important thing I've learned throughout the toddler stage, and it's also the hardest. Consistency with boundaries. Toddlers test you. That's literally their job right now. And I've noticed that there are certain things I'm lenient about. So for example, the cupboards. Sometimes I'm okay with Amelia opening them. Sometimes I'm not. Depends on what's going on. Sometimes I'm cooking or I'm doing something and I can't be bothered with telling her no 100 times because the girl is resilient. You will tell her no and she will keep at it and keep at it and keep at it. And then there are times where I actually am not doing anything and I'm like, no, stop. And I pull her away and I actually like stick to the whole no. Well, because I keep switching up, she's like, well, some days my mom lets me go in the cupboards and some days she doesn't. Let's test out and see what today is. So it makes it harder for her to realize that no is no, because there are times where I will say no and then just give up and let her do it. That really messes, honestly, you up, and it messes them up because they will just continue to test you. Toddlers are so much smarter than what we give them credit for. And one thing I've noticed is that with Harry, anytime he says no to her, he does not switch up. She does not go in those cupboards with him. Why is it that she goes in the cupboards with me but not with him? Because he's never allowed her to go in those cupboards. Meanwhile, sometimes I'm okay with her going in the cupboards. At the end of the day, it's not a big deal. Usually she's just playing with like utensils and stuff like that. So I'm actually fine with it. But sometimes I'm cooking, I'm doing a lot, and she's making a mess, she's pulling stuff out. So it's not too important to me. But because it's not too important to me, I've not set consistent boundaries, and she doesn't know whether it's okay or not with me. Which is why when you say no, stick to your no. If it's something you think you're not going to want sometimes, then make that clear. Make sure to say no all the time. Because if you say yes once, that's a slippery slope, I'm telling you right now, because I've been there. It's hard, I know, as moms we're doing a lot of things at once, but it pays off in the future because in the long run, she will know what is allowed and what is not allowed, and you won't have to keep fussing with her to get her to stop doing something because she will already know. He doesn't have to fuss with her about those cabinets. He just tells her no and she just stops. In fact, if she does try to get in the cupboards and she sees that he's seen her, she'll stop, because she knows that that is not allowed when he is there. So I'm telling you, it's harder in the moment because you're having to say no like 100 times, having to pull her away, having to do the whole ordeal. But in the long run, it will save you time and it will save you mental stress. I'm telling you right now. This is something I struggle with a lot, but I've learned this and it's something I need to start sticking to. So I'm telling you, you should probably do it too. Okay, so tip 2. And this one is genuinely so simple, but it changes your whole day. Get outside every single day if you can. And I don't mean a whole planned outing. I mean even just stepping outside for a bit. Go to the park, walk around your neighborhood, sit in your backyard, whatever works. We live in Florida right now, the sunshine state, but actually it's been raining every single day. So my version of getting outside has honestly been going to the mall, but that's perfectly fine. The whole point of this tip is to stimulate them, get their body moving. It genuinely helps them out. When Amelia gets outside time, she gets time to explore. She gets to move her body. She gets all that stimulation from just being in a different environment. And by the time we get home, she is tired, like genuinely ready for her nap in a way that she wouldn't be if we didn't leave the house. And honestly, it's just as good for me as it is for her. Getting some fresh air, or honestly, even in our case, because we're going to the mall because of the whole rain situation, getting to see other people. It's stimulating for both both you and your child, and it's nice. Getting my body moving at the end of the day. If she gets some steps in, I get some steps in, and I'm not staring at these four walls all day. It resets me too, even on the days that I don't want to go out. After I leave, I feel so much better when I come back home. I genuinely feel refreshed. If you're in a rut and all your days are starting to feel the same, get outside. It genuinely makes a difference. It sounds too simple to work, but it really does. Okay, tip 3. This one was a game changer for me, and I feel like not enough people talk about it. Stop stressing about making full meals for your toddler every single time. Hear me out. I was spending so much time making full meals for Amelia, setting up the high chair, putting her in it, for her to just take 3 bites and then be done. Toddlers don't eat that much. Their stomachs are very tiny. And then I'm left cleaning up this whole situation and throwing the food away because all she's done is played with it and mushed it around. So now I do snack trays, especially for lunch. Now, I'm not saying do this for every meal. I'm saying do this for one of the meals. For dinner, I like to give her an actual meal, so I know she's going to bed with a full belly. But for lunch, she's fine with just having snacks. You can do it as a snack tray. Think about it as a charcuterie board, but for toddlers. Or you could be lazy, because I like to do this, and you can just give it to her one by one. Sometimes I'll just give her a piece of bread, she'll finish the bread. I'll give her a cheese stick, she'll finish the cheese stick. I'll give her the food pouch, and she'll finish food pouch. No high chair situation. She can just eat it on the floor, or honestly, she can even eat it while she's standing, which is actually what she prefers to do. It fills her up because she eats the majority of it instead of eating like 3 handfuls and then throwing the rest away. And by dinner time, she actually still has an appetite and can finish all of her dinner. Honestly, I actually heard about this on the Always Here podcast, and I'm so glad I did, because the second I heard it, I was like, this actually sounds like really good advice. So now I do that with Amelia, and it's saved me so much stress, so much cleanup, and she actually finishes all of her food now. It's amazing. So try it and thank me later. It just honestly is so much less stressful this way, and so much less wasteful because she actually eats all of her food. Okay, so this next one is a product that I genuinely want to talk about because I didn't think I'd be using it during the toddler stage, but here we are. So Amelia doesn't really get sick, thank God. Honestly, she's probably gotten sick like twice since she's been born, and I genuinely praise Jesus for that. I think she's just got a really good immune system because we do take her out. We've even been on cruises with sick kids before, and she's been fine. But I will say she still gets boogers all the time. Every single day she manages to get boogers, and they are really hard to get out because now that she's such a mobile toddler, she fights me every single time. She just does not like me trying to get anything up her nose. And usually it's not like right at the tip. Usually it's like a full-blown booger inside her nose. So one thing I've really been enjoying is the Momcozy BreezyClear nasal aspirator. That thing works wonders. Amelia is like infatuated with it because it's, you know, it's like a cool device. It makes noises, it lights up. I've even gotten her to use it herself. Like she will, oh, I say I've gotten her to use it. I actually didn't intend for her to use it. I intended for me to use it on her, but because of the independent girl she is, she takes it from me. Obviously I let her because it's safe. It's not gonna like go too far up her nose or anything like that. It actually comes with a nozzle that has a guard that keeps it right at the tip, and you can use the longer one, depends on, you know, the occasion. Well, she will literally grab it from me and she will put it in her nose. She will use it herself. That is crazy. The fact that I can get her to enjoy the experience of me taking boogers out of her nose is such a win, because before it was screaming, crying, kicking, everything, and now it's just a pleasant, enjoyable experience with her, and I get to clean her little boogers out of her nose. It is amazing. What makes this product even better is it's a 2-in-1. So it uses a fine mist spray that you can put saline in or purified water. We use purified water, and it loosens up their boogers, and then you can use the suction to actually suction it out. It has a 6-second shut off on the mist, so it won't like overspray their nose or anything like that. It's just enough to loosen up their little boogers, and it has hospital grade suction, so it is really effective. It has 4 levels of suction. So for example, with our next baby, we can use level 1, and with Amelia, we use level 4 because her boogers are holding on for dear life. All the detachable parts you can easily rinse off, so it makes it super easy to clean, and you can reduce the risk of anything, you know, gross growing in there. I clean it every single time I use it. It's super easy. It doesn't take very long, literally like 5 seconds and you're good. Momcozy was actually kind enough to give all of my viewers a special discount. So if you're looking to get the nasal aspirator, just go down to the description description, and there should be a Momcozy link that you can click. It'll take you to the website and it'll give you a discounted rate. So don't miss out, because this thing is genuinely a lifesaver for toddlers and babies. Thank you so much, Momcozy, for sponsoring this part of today's video. Wow. And then, wait, hold on. You trying to use the mist? I gotta press it for that. Wow. Yeah, you can breathe better now? What kid lets you actually take out their boogers? This is amazing. You want to use it? Yeah. I'm telling you, this thing is impressive. The fact that she's okay with doing it is wild. Okay, tip 5, toy rotation, and this one genuinely saved my sanity when it came to clean up at night. One thing I noticed about Amelia is if I had all of her toys out, she wouldn't play with them. She would take them all out and make a bigger mess, but she wouldn't play with them. I even used to have this bucket that I would just keep a bunch of toys in, and I would just leave the bucket to her so that she could figure out what she'd want to play with. Well, what she would do is just take everything out of the bucket, every single thing, and not play with anything. She'd take everything out of the bucket and then walk away from it, because that's all she thought to do with it. Once I actually started incorporating a toy rotation, it made such a difference. You could tell she actually became engaged with her toys. She would play with them like one by one instead of just tossing them around the room like it's craziness. So what I started doing is only keeping some of her toys out and then rotating them like every 2 weeks. And because you're rotating the toys and switching them out like every 2 weeks, every time you pull out her old toys, they will feel like they're brand new. She'll think it's a brand new toy that she's never seen before. That's because you're constantly switching them out. They don't have a chance to get tired of them. Less toys out also means less visual clutter for you, which honestly has been amazing, because I really look back at the times where I had to put all her toys away. That was stressful. And the other thing, every toddler mom's gonna relate to this. Sometimes they just dump all of their toys out and don't even play with them, and they'll go around the house trying to play with something that's not even a toy. So why deal with so much clutter? Keeping it minimal means your evening cleanup is so much more manageable. I actually like having a lot of toys for Amelia, but what I do is I rotate them. I don't deal with having them all out at once, because then she won't play with them. But if you put them all away and bring them out every once in a while, she'll play with them. Okay, last tip. And this one is more of a practical life hack situation, but it genuinely saves me time and mental energy. So this one counts. 2 things: matching socks and Crocs. Let me explain what I mean by that. A lot of these kids' socks have crazy patterns on them. They're different colors. They're cute and all, but they're not practical. And honestly, as a mom, I don't have the time to be chasing around socks. Half the time she's losing the other pair, so then I've got one random colored sock that doesn't match any of the other socks. So honestly, I've made my life easier. I've simplified things. I bought like 10 pairs of the same white socks. So now whenever I need a pair of socks, I don't have to go digging through the drawer trying to see what matches her outfit, because if she's got a bright orange t-shirt, I'm not going to be putting some bright pink socks on her, because honestly that's just too much for me. I just prefer to simplify things. And if she loses a pair, I've got another one, because I have a bunch of these. I don't have to worry about making sure I keep them together. It's genuinely made my life so much better. Before then, she had a bunch of different colored socks, and it just made my life a nightmare. Another hack is not really specifically Crocs, but Crocs are pretty amazing. So let me explain. Kids grow out of shoes so quickly, and I mean so quickly. Like, I swear I bought these shoes for her like a month ago, if not less than a month ago, and it feels like they're already like getting a little bit snug. Before we had Amelia, I didn't think I'd be the kind of mom to buy my kid Crocs, but these are genuinely pretty amazing. First off, the second she saw them, she was in love with them. I don't know what it is about Crocs, but she's always asking me to put these on her. If she sees these around the house, she will literally come up to me with them and ask me to put them on her. She doesn't do that with other shoes. First off, they're comfortable. Second off, they're versatile, because you can take them to splash pads. You don't have to worry about them getting wet. You don't have to worry about it being too hot on their feet on summer days. They're pretty much the perfect shoe, obviously, unless it's winter. Another tip that I've realized that isn't really associated to Crocs, but you can associate it to Crocs if you want, as you can tell here. I bought these in white, not because they're my favorite color. I actually like them in pink. The problem is pink doesn't match with everything. Kids grow out of shoes so quick that it genuinely makes your money worthwhile when you buy something that will match every outfit she has. I got these in white because that way it doesn't matter what color she's wearing, it will still match. I also got these, which are not Crocs, which is my whole point. It applies to any type of shoe you get, I got these that are silver because they will also match with everything. It doesn't matter if she's wearing blue, if she's wearing pink, if she's wearing orange, they will still match. One thing I was doing when Amelia was younger is I was like, oh, these are cute shoes, these are cute shoes. So I'd get them in all different colors, and I realized she might wear that shoe like once because it doesn't match all of her outfits. It matches like 1 or 2 outfits. So when you get a pair of shoes that are neutral, that will match a wide variety of outfits, you don't have to worry about it matching what she's wearing. Honestly, just buy shoes that go with everything and you'll save yourself so much money and so much decision fatigue. And that's it. 6 things that have genuinely made toddler life easier for us. None of these are going to completely eliminate the chaos. Let's be real, Amelia's going to find new ways to keep me on my toes every single day. But these little things, they make the day feel a little more manageable. And real quick, don't forget, if you want to grab the Momcozy nasal aspirator, just go down to the description. There should be a link right there. You can click it and you'll get your discount. If any of these tips helped you, or if you have a toddler hack that I didn't mention, drop it in the comments below. I genuinely read every single one and I love hearing from you guys. And if you're new here and want more real, honest mom content, don't forget to subscribe. I post videos every week and I'd love to have you guys here. I hope you guys have a lovely and beautiful day. God bless. Bye.